Hey, what's up, gentlemen? Chris here with Elite Level Leader, and in today's workout, I've got a 5-minute AMRAP for you, and it's going to be dumbbell and body weight only. Now, an AMRAP is as many rounds or as many reps as possible within a specific amount of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to set a clock for 5 minutes. Then what we're going to do is we're going to repeat a sequence of movements for that 5 minutes until the 5 minutes is up. Once the 5 minutes is up, you're going to go ahead and rest for 1 minute. Then we're going to repeat actually 3 sequences of that 5-minute AMRAP with that 1 minute rest in between. All right, guys, so go ahead and set that clock for 5 minutes, and we're going to start off here with 10 dumbbell devil press. So I'm going to head back here. We need 2 dumbbells for this movement. And first off, I'm just going to set them on the ground while I kind of go over what the devil press movement is. So first off, you're going to start with these dumbbells on the ground, really pretty much close to each other, maybe just about shoulder width apart or even a little bit closer, down between your legs. So the devil press movement is basically, they're down here on the ground. We're going to go into a plank position, place our hands on those dumbbells. Once our hands are on those dumbbells, then we're going to go into a push-up. We're going to press out of that push-up. Then we're going to bring our legs forward and bring them on the sides of those dumbbells, and then we're going to pull them all the way off the ground and press them all the way up overhead. So there's a few steps in there that I want to go over first. So first off, the dumbbells are on the ground here, a little bit narrower than shoulder width apart. Now what's going to happen is my feet are wide here on the sides of the dumbbells. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bend, hinge at the waist here. Knees are going to start to bend. They're going to track out over those toes. My hands are going to go on those dumbbells. From here, I'm going to kick back into a plank position. Now, when you're in this plank position, make sure that your shoulders and elbows and wrists are all in a line here, so it's straight up and down. We don't want to be back behind the dumbbells or way up over the front of the dumbbells. Also, when you're in this plank position here, make sure that you are not sagging your hips down or piking them up. So now that we're in this nice plank position here, we're going to go ahead and do a push-up. We're going to press out of that push-up. From here, now what we're going to do is we're going to kick our legs up and bring them to the sides of these dumbbells. Now this is the key component right here. We don't want to just kind of grab these things off the ground, start to pull and throw them up over the top. What we want to do first is we want to use the power and the strength of our lower body to initiate the momentum to bring those dumbbells off the ground. So from this position, as you're bent over these dumbbells, I want you to go ahead and sit back. Now when you sit back, those dumbbells are going to start to pull towards you, and that's going to initiate the first pull of those dumbbells. So now what happens is you're going to kind of swing them back between your legs, and now you're going to press through the ground, knees are going to go back, hips are going to open up, and you're going to start to pull those dumbbells up into that front rack position. Now once those dumbbells are in that front rack position, I don't want you to pause. I want you to continue with that momentum and simply rotate your hands underneath those dumbbells and press them all the way up, and then we're going to go back down, place them on the ground, and repeat that movement. So from here, I'm in this nice squat stance here. I'm going to send the hips back. Now those dumbbells are going to go between my legs, press through, and press them all the way up. Now we're going to go down, press them on the ground again, plank position, push up, press, feet to the side, sit back, press them all the way up, all the way down. I'll do one more, plank, push up, press, feet to the side, sit back, press them all the way up overhead. So that is the devil press, and we're going to go ahead and do 10 of those devil press. So make sure, it's a full body movement here. Make sure you're choosing a weight that you're able to do 10 of those with proper form and technique without getting totally exhausted on that. And remember, we've got to repeat a sequence of movements for 5 minutes, and we're doing 3 rounds of that 5 minutes too. So choose your weights wisely on those devil press. After you've completed 10 of those devil press, then we're going to go into 10 box jumps. So first off, we're going to go ahead and get the dumbbells here out of the way. And I've got a box here. Pull this box over. Now, if you don't have a box, you can actually do this on a bench if you would like, but I prefer the box. And also choose the height that's, right for you. We don't want something super high on this. Now, on these box jumps, we want to start off here about 12 inches or a foot back from that box. When you load up the hamstrings and glutes on these box jumps, you're going to slightly bend in those knees. From here, chest is up. You can actually use your hands a little bit to kind of swing and get some momentum so you could jump up onto this box. So from here, we're going to squat back, jump up onto the box, stand fully upright, open up those hips at the top, and then step back down. Once again, jump up on the box, stand fully upright, open up those hips, step back down. I'll do one more. Jump up in the box, stand fully upright, and right back down. A couple things I want to talk about here on these box jumps. Make sure that you're using proper form and you don't get injured. What I want you to do is when you jump up on the box, make sure you're getting full foot placement on the top of this box. That means heel to toe all the way on the top of this box. We don't want you at midfoot, and we definitely don't want you just to jump up with your toes. Chances are your toe will slide off of there, you hit your knee, hit your shin, and you don't want to do that. So you'll go ahead and end up doing 10 of those box jumps. After you've completed 10 of those box jumps, now we're just going to go into 10 classic push-ups. Now, a couple ways you can do the push-up here. Typical movement, you're just going to have your hands on the ground. I prefer to do push-ups on dumbbells for a couple different reasons here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 dumbbells and get them into position here. What you're going to do is place them on the ground just about shoulder width apart. That's reason number 1 why I like to use the dumbbells. With them shoulder width apart, it keeps those hands inside, keeps those elbows inside close to your ribs. A lot of people do push-ups out here with their elbows flared out. We want to keep those elbows in close to our sides so we're working the chest and also get a great tricep exercise in there as well. So keeping them close together and then also placing your hands on those dumbbells, on the handles, you're actually able to go down even deeper into that push-up. So you're getting a longer range of motion on that push-up. And then secondly, it just feels better on the wrists than doing standard push-ups. Your hands are on those handles and it's less flexing on those wrists. So just like we were doing in a couple other plank movements here, when we go into a plank position here, we want to make sure that our shoulders, elbows are all in line with the wrists here, so straight up and down. We don't want to be over the top of the dumbbells or back behind them. When you're in this plank position, make sure your hips aren't sagging down or piking up. Nice flat plank here. Then we're going to go start to bend those elbows. Keep those elbows in close to our sides all the way down. They should be scraping your ribs. Press them all the way up to full extension, all the way down, all the way up. So you're just going to go ahead and do 10 of those dumbbell push-ups, or if you're just doing regular push-ups, you can do them on the hands, but like I said, I highly recommend going ahead and doing those on the dumbbells. Then we're just gonna go into 10 sit-ups. So make sure all of your equipment is out of the way, and if you don't have an ab mat, I highly recommend getting an ab mat. This is an ab mat right here, and basically what this does is you're able to put this on the ground right around your lower back, and that just gives you a little bit of support in your lower back as you're going back. If you don't have an ab mat, you can go ahead and just get a towel, roll that up, place that in your lower back, and that'll give you a little bit of support as well. So we're gonna go ahead, set this ab mat down here on the ground or your towel, whichever you're using. Place that right in your lower part of your back. Okay, feet together, knees together, legs should be at a nice 90-degree angle here. From here, we're gonna go back with our hands. Our hands are gonna touch the ground or the mat right between our ears or right next to our ears. And you're gonna come all the way up, and your hands are gonna touch right by the heels of your feet. So all the way down, all the way up, really engaging that core, squeezing those abs. We don't have to put those hands behind the neck. That actually puts a lot of strain on your neck. So make sure your head and neck is in neutral spine the entire time. So we're just gonna end up doing 10 of those sit-ups. Now that completes all the movements within this 5-minute AMRAP sequence. So what you're gonna do now is once you've completed those 10 sit-ups, you're gonna go back up to the top and you're gonna keep on repeating the same sequence of movements. The 10 dumbbell double press, the 10 box jumps, the 10 push-ups, and the 10 sit-ups. Keep repeating that sequence for a total of 5 minutes. Once the 5 minutes is up, you're gonna go ahead and rest for 1 minute. Then you're gonna do another cycle of the 5 minutes, rest for a minute, and do another cycle of that 5 minutes. So basically, this is a 17-minute total workout. All right, guys, that is your workout of the day. I will see you right back here in the Battleground soon for your next workout. And to continue your training, and be sure to make sure that you visit EliteLevelLeader.com to learn more about our training programs and enlist today.